I remember when I was a little boy growing up in Poland. After the rise of Germany, things changed even in Poland, and especially after the event of Kristallnacht. I remember being attacked on the street, being yelled at, dirty Jew, and Jews go to Palestine. I remember after the war broke out, we were occupied by Nazi Germany. We were required to wear a Star of David on our clothes. Then we were deported to Auschwitz, where this number became my identity, my birth certificate. All my family, they were murdered. It was started with words, it continued with action. I'm devastated to see how Jews are being attacked today on the street and on campus.
And Israel is worse than Nazi Germany.
Jews are not safe anywhere. I saw where anti-Semitism can lead to. Don't be a bystander. Fight anti-Semitism now.
Hello, my name is Revital Yachin-Krakowski, and I'm the Deputy CEO of the International March of the Living and Senior Advisor to the Combat Antisemitism Movement. Yesterday, Paul Kessler, a 69-year-old who participated in a demonstration defending Israel, was fatally attacked. Last week, a Jewish woman was stabbed in her home in Lyon, France, and there are numerous threats against Jews worldwide. Since Hamas massacre, Jews and Jewish communities around the world are under attack. We are on the brink of a catastrophe if this hatred toward the Jews does not cease now. In recent weeks, we spoke with Holocaust survivors who every year return to Poland to the March of the Living from Auschwitz to Birkenau, alongside thousands of students, both Jews and non-Jews, to educate them about the dangers of hate. The survivors are heartbroken and fearful. Today, we have the honor to speak with Nate Leipciger, a Holocaust survivor from Toronto whom we just seen in the video, who is in the past 20 years had led delegations to Poland. Also here with us today in the studio is one of the leading pro-Israeli activists, Aviva Klumpus, who is fighting against online hatred, targeting Israel and the Jewish people. Hello, Aviva. Shalom, Nate.
Hello.
Nate, these are challenging days to ask you how you feel. We saw your heartfelt message in the video. Can you share with us your feelings?
I just saw the interviews that you conducted on your station, and my heart breaks, and there's no telling how this tragedy can again happen. I mean, I was a boy, I was a child when I first experienced the Nazi invasion, the Nazi terrorism, the Nazi Holocaust, and lots of people being in concentration camp and ghettos and seeing people being shot on the street. All of that comes back, just like if there was nothing, like there were, the 80 years just disappeared.
Since Hamas terror attack, Nate, there has been...
For a survivor, it's the price that we have to pay for longevity, for surviving again. And I'm just saying that we have to be hard, we have to be strong, we have to be united, we have to support each other wherever we are in the world, and we have to fight anti-Semitism together, because it will not go away by itself unless we fight it and we are strong. Today, you know, different than what it was 80 years ago when I was in Auschwitz-Birkenau, when I stood in front of the gas chambers and crematoria, and you know, we were alone. The world abandoned us. Nobody knew, nobody cared what happened to us. Well, today, 80 years later, the tragedy is the same, but we have power. We have Israel. We have the world Jewish community that is united, and it's helping us, and it's helping those in Israel, and it's helping us to fight this terrible reoccurrence of hatred that was dormant for some 60 years. and now it's reared its head again, and we have to be strong, resolute. We have to put away our emotions, and we have to put them on suspension, because we must fight it united, and we have to be strong and encourage our young people to fight anti-Semitism no matter where it is, on campus, in the schools, everywhere. And we have to be active.
Nate, I want to ask you, do you feel that never again promise has been broken?
It has been broken many, many times. It has been broken throughout the years when we, when all the successive wars that Israel was attacked, and they had to fight it, and the backlash in the diaspora was here, and we found out who our friends are and who our enemies are. Unfortunately, we have very, very many enemies and very few friends. But they're there. Our friends are there. We must cherish them. We must ask them for their support, and we have to hold hands with them in order to go forward together, overcome this terrible, terrible situation that we find ourselves now, with hundreds of people being in captivity, and being held hostage, and we have to steel ourselves for this unprecedented time that we are facing now. It's difficult, but we have ein brera.
Nate, we saw the rise of anti-Semitism on the streets and on campus, and we spoke with many of March of the Living Holocaust survivors. Some of them are very fearful about their own family, about their children and grandchildren. How do you feel when you see the anti-Semitism of today?
Well, thank you. I have a group of young grandchildren that are very strong and committed to Israel, and they will fight, whether it's on the street or whether it's anywhere else. They will certainly not subject quietly or peacefully. I hope it never comes to this, that they have to use force to defend themselves, but if need be, they will. The time of running away from our persecutors is gone. We have to stand up, and we have to fight. And we have to fight together, and that's the way we will survive, and that's the way we will overcome this terrible period that we are experiencing now. And, Am Israel High, we are going to be, we're going to survive. I'm an optimist. My optimism was shattered on October the 7th, but I recovered, and I almost lost my balance, my equilibrium, but I did not succumb, because I know that there's no choice. We have to fight.
Nate, before we say goodbye to you, Aviva, would you like to say something to Nate?
Nate, thank you for your words of strength and for sharing your story. And I think you've inspired us, because 80 years ago, the world said that they didn't know. And this time around, I, along with so many others, are going to make sure that these stories are told and told and told, and that every person is known and their story is told, so that people can never say they didn't know and they didn't see.
Thank you so much, Nate, for being with
us. I want to add, if I may, that we are fighting the war in the diaspora on a propaganda basis, and we must not succumb to that. They have an advantage on us that they're organized, but we have to organize ourselves, because the war cannot be lost at our home front due to terrible propaganda.
Thank you so much, Nate.
I'm very hopeful that this will be end soon. And as you said, the war denied that they knew anything about it. We knew In 1945, we found out that the world knew for years and years. They knew what was happening. And like today, they did not care what happens to the Jews. It's the Jews, expendable. We have been persecuted for centuries. And, nobody, we didn't have a home. Today we have a home.
Baruch Hashem. Thank you so much, Nate, for being with us. Stay strong and stay safe.